All right, so welcome back to photo retouching training. This is class 2, and like I said earlier in the notification or the notes in the group, I said we're going to be looking into skin retouching. Okay, so this class is about skin retouching, and we're going to dive deep into all you need to know on skin retouching, the method, the procedures, the do's and don'ts, and also how to do the things you see a lot of plugins and actions do instead of using those things. Why you should use them manually. Okay, so we're going to be looking at all of that. Okay, so right in this video, like I said in this class, we're not going to be looking at the how to retouch hair, how to know the background and the whole of that. This is all concerning skin tones. Okay, so we want to look at skin tones now. To dive in more into the subject of skin retouching, we need to know that skin retouching has to do with textures and skin tones. Okay, so if you look at this image, you're going to see that this is a black, a very brown skin, neat. Okay, and also we have nice textures. Now, there are some images that have rough texture or rough texture. When I mean rough texture, I mean rough pimples everywhere, rashes. That's textures. Those are textures. And this, the way the eye is, the contours of the eyes, they are textures. The eyelashes, the hairs, they are textures. Okay, when you see something like rough surface, it's a texture. Now when you look more at the color, that's a color, it's a tone. They call it tone. Okay, tone. So we have colors and we have texture, we have tones and we have texture. So we have skin tones and we have skin textures. Okay, so it's just the two basic things you need to focus on when doing skin retouching, because we want to retouch the skin. Whatever skin you have there needs to have a texture and a color on it. Okay, so for this one, it's a brown, still black but brown, not too black and not fair. Okay, so now let's start with what we need to know about tones. Tones are the colors you see on the subject or on the model. So if you check here now, you're going to see that the tone of the face is different from that of the neck. If you check, I think the blend started from this place. We have kind of reddish, and here we have yellow. Okay, so but later on in the video or in the class, we are going to talk about colors. Okay, and you are going to know that when you see a particular color, you just know that this is green. Like if you take for instance this color, yeah, you might think it's a yellow color. It's actually a green color, but for you it looks yellow. Okay, and for this one right below, you might think it's a red color, but it's not actually red, it's magenta of which it's originated from red. Okay, so when we get to color grading, you're going to understand more about that. Okay, so fair, let's just go dive into it now. How do we merge these skin tones, blend it together? There are a lot of ways. Apart from using actions, there are a lot of adjustment layer we can use. So come here and click on this adjustment layer icon. You're going to see different adjustment layer. The most important one which you are going to be using and which you are going to also see in other plugins or in other actions now is the solid color and the gradient, or the gradient map. You can use the gradient map, the solid color, and the hue and saturation. Okay, so the more advanced ones are the selective color. So you are going to use this for color correction, and I will try as much as possible to cover it up. So let's start with the first one, hue and saturation. Okay, so I'm going to use the hue and saturation. So grab any hue and saturation. For you to use this hue and saturation to blend these two colors together, I'm going to do a quick job. Yeah, so just pay attention. Okay, so let's zoom out and let's bring this closer. Now take a look at the image. You see that there are other different colors or uneven skin tones, uneven colors. So what you need to do now is to reference one of the color. But if you check this drop down, you're going to see red, yellow, green, cyan, blue, and magentas. Okay, so right before, these are the colors also at this place: red, yellow, green, blue, this one, and magenta. Okay, so the colors are already here. So how do you actually pick a particular color? If I click on the drop down, I click red, you're going to see this box, this slider. Okay, you're going to see it there. If I click on a particular color, yellow, you're going to see it on the yellow. If I click on it magenta, you're going to see it on the magenta. Purple, Okay, so but how do you know the colors? If you don't know, you need something that can help you out, which is this hand right here. So once you click on the hand, if I sample, it's called a sampler. Okay, you can use it to sample, check and dialog, blah blah blah, that's written there. So just pick on the colors and you're going to see now it shows red. But from what I said earlier, I said it's a magenta. Okay, so how do we know if we actually chose red? Now after sampling the color, if I pick on this one, it's still on red. You see that it's not actually giving us the right color. And if I pick on this one, it gives us yellow, which is not actually giving us the right color as well. So now pick on the color you want to correct. I'm picking on this one, which is the one I want to correct now. And now you're going to increase the hue to the top. Now, once you increase the hue to the top, you're going to see something different. If you take it backwards, you're going to see a different color as well. You can see that the top, the face now, it's like blue, and this down part, it's like something light blue. Okay, so this one is getting more deeper. Now, if you take it like this, you won't actually see the difference because we have light green. So it depends on the one. But after you increase the slider, you can now use this slider as well and just focus more on where you want to change the color. So you can see now I just focus the color by tilting this slider once, and you can also move this back and forth and make sure that you select the range of the color. So now you can see I'm going to select the range, try as much as possible to select the range of the color. Let's take it back small a little. Now, okay, so I've selected the range of the color. Now I'm going to adjust it. If I take it backward, you're going to see that it still selects that area as well. So whichever way you want to take it to is the same, but I just prefer this one because it covers a large part of the, I like taking it to the right. Now once you do this two-step, use this hand to select the color you want to correct, push the slider till that place that if I turn it off, you're going to see that the neck is looking different. So turn it back on, move the slider till where you feel it has covered all the colors you want to correct. Okay, so once you do that, you can now make this place 0 instead of using, so what I just did is that instead of using the select and then color range, where you come and select the color range like this, holding down shift, of which I'm going to teach you all of that. Then instead of doing all of that, I just use the slider to focus on the color. Okay, so now what we need to do is to adjust this. Sorry, I went back. Okay, so we're still there. You can see we're still there. So what you need to do is to make this 0 and then increase till you have the color look the same. So I'm increasing now. Now the colors are looking the same. Let's look at before and then after. I'm going to zoom in. You can see now it's looking the same. So look at before, purple, and after. It's easy for you to see on the lips. Okay, so we can bring it back if it's too much, and now it's looking the same thing. Okay, so very, very good way to blend skin tones as fast as you can. Okay, so now I want to remove it on the lips because the lips is not among. So since the mask is white, you can choose black as your foreground color, and let's make the brush small, and then you can erase it from where you don't need it. You can even add some blush if you feel like, but there is no blush, there are no blush in the image. Okay, so now I just corrected the skin color as easy as that. Now I'm going to show you other method to do that. This is the one of the best method I use when doing color correction because it's actually very fast and easy to do. Okay, so that's that. So we went from here to here. So let's delete this one now, and I'm going to show you in the next one how to use the solid color to blend the skin tones together.